Grand Rising. We cooking. And I think it's just gonna get faster, you know what I'm saying? So if you tuning in, you've been enjoying all this, stay tuned. But like I say, support the channel, like, comment, subscribe, or there's information in the description if you want to give your thanks or support the channel. Because we got to take it to the next level. All right, so this is the topic today. Incremental science, number 9. And I didn't want to get too extreme with crazy graphics, but it's something very specific and it's super important that most people don't think about in its full retrospect. So we're going to talk about today intelligence and enlightenment. And what does that really mean? And what does it mean for me? And what it should mean for you. All right, let's get started. Intelligence. People take words and they use them in certain dynamics to where they make them so specific to where you don't see the vibration of the actuality of it. Intelligent. What's a gent? You know what a gent is? You know what a gent is? Have you ever heard a European say, call somebody a gent? That would be in reference to the person. You know what I mean? To the male or female. Gentile, either way, it's the same thing. Intel. Who's in to tell? What's in to tell? We shortened it and made it intel as it was a process. And it is in some sense, but it's not specific to that value. This is how they usurped it to keep you away from it. Intel I am. If the I am is inside of me, Intel I gent. So inside of me, the I am inside of me is trying to tell the body what's going on. How well do you listen to this? The I am inside of me, inside of you, inside of each individual creation of the divine is trying to tell the gent, the body, the person, because a gent would be the person, not the spirit, the physical makeup, how to move. You have normal intelligence that move on its own function. You know what I'm saying? Like your natural time clocks, things you do natural, like yarning. You know what I'm saying? Hair grows by itself. Body tells you when you're hungry. Body tells you when you're sleepy. Intelligence. How do you strengthen this field? First, you have to recognize it. You have to recognize it first and understand what's happening. So the intelligent is speaking to your heart directly. Yesterday, we talked about how to put the thoughts through meditation into your heart, right? To make the thoughts tangible in your life to where it's not just sitting in your mind, it is now in the body, and your body is literally moving into the action of how you are thinking. This is literally bringing fruition from your thoughts to your physical, right? We talked about that yesterday. So understanding that process, the intelligence is a little more in depth than that. I was going to say controlling, but I don't want to use these type of forms of words. It's a little more in depth in that value, because the intelligence, the I am, is with you, and it's not coming from your mind. It's speaking directly to your heart. It's the reason why you feel anxious about certain things. It's the reason why you like, why I feel like I missed something, because divine like you ain't listening. So divine turns up in you that signal to let you hear that signal a little louder. That's why you feel the miss part, because the signal wasn't dependent on how well you focus. The signal is strong or weaker, depending on how well you focus. So when the signal is being sent to you and you ain't getting it, the feeling gets stronger. And this is when you get that not animosity, but you get that anxiety, and you get this feeling like, oh, why I feel like I'm missing something. Or you get anxious legs and you feel like you're supposed to be going somewhere, but you don't know where you're going because you ain't connected to the message. Facts. So to understand the intelligent, know that inside of you, something's always trying to make this car work at its better value, okay? In all your glory, you chilling, you know what I'm saying? You living your life, you know what I'm saying? But it's something in there always trying to speak to you. And the more you access the outside world. Hold on, let me do a slight illustration for that value. The more outside world comes around, this is what you're going to deal with. It's going to constantly hit you. It's going to constantly bombard you. That's going to be your issue. The outside world is going to be the conjunction to your intelligence. So you're not going to be able to focus on the inside of you because the outside world has all your attentions. We spoke on this, I think it was in incremental 6, I believe, when we spoke to how the things, or maybe 5. One of the, you guys know what I'm talking about. If you've been following the class, you know where I'm at. So we speak to the incremental science of how the physical torus field gets controlled. The eyes control what you see, and you're going to miss the intelligence inside of you that's speaking to your heart that's trying to help you lock in this car. Intelligence has a spiritual representation to it, but if we let them take these words and usurp them, we miss the whole point. Enlightenment. Enlightenment starts by the acts of how we are. You start by doing things for others. This is why unconditional love is important. But enlightenment, enlightenment. What is this? Inside of you, they changed the letter in. Inside of you, light. What is light? Light can spell 2 ways, L-I-T-E or L-I-G-H-T. All right, but light in the same circumference means to become light because light waves itself don't have no weight. The spirit, when it leaves the body, or the soul, when it leaves the body, is 3.5 grams, has no weight. It's light. Okay, that's the lightest part of you. The physical, everything is heavy. So you're pulling in everything in your physical understanding, which is heavy, which holds you. This is why we were weighed, and we spoke about in Egyptian times, you weighed your heart against a feather. Because the more energy you take in, the heavier your heart get. You know what I'm saying? So understanding that process, when you do acts for others, it's just a guy moving a box. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Hey, Mr. Joe, come to move a box. You know what I'm saying? He has a good heart. He always does things. You know what I'm saying? He's taking off the access of being in that negative energy. You know what I'm saying? So enlightenment. Why is that wrote like that? Enlightenment. You have to come from outside of yourself to light inside of you. So your heart will light up the more you come from your mind with the acts of love. So the mint is the mind. The mint is the mind. Enlightenment. So you come outside with your mind and go into your heart by your acts. You see what I'm saying? By the acts you do. And the more you enlightenment yourself, you make light of the actions of yourself. You make light of the egotistical value. You pull away from the things that make you be judgmental. You just be. And if you can do it, you can. If you can't, you can't. You don't have no judgment towards nothing. You have no experience towards nothing. I ain't gonna say experience, because experience, it happens, but you don't focus on this as a retrospect. You just are. So when you do these things for yourself, the light in you becomes so light. The energy in you is so light at that point. You see what I'm saying? And in the mind. Most people won't do it in life. They won't take themselves to that next level. So they carry heavy energies inside of their mind. This doesn't let them delegate how they make the right decisions in their life because of the energy that you're carrying. This is subsequently the idealistic value of a block, because you have made so many efforts in making the attempt to go against enlightenment in whatever form that may take for you. It does not resonate in you or to give you the direction for that, because your integrity is based on the opposite value. This is the contrast. And y'all hear me always speaking to the contrast of value. Everything I speak to, I'm going to show you how it knits into everything in life. Everything. It's the same thing for everything. You can't get away from it. Your involvement, the continuous value, the falsity of the circumstantial system, the fact that you don't pay attention to the divine energy that's coming in, trying to, in so many aspects, realign you with the self that you are, opposed to the value of that, you choosing to walk in that direction. I am Naga. This is incremental 9. Get on that intelligent and get you some enlightenment. Self-work, baby. That's what I'm talking about. You already know the vibes. Naga.